Let's use this example to really examine what the different regions in a Venn diagram represent. In this example, we have a Venn diagram with three sets. We have three circles. The first circle in the upper left is denoted by women, so that would be all women. The second circle on the upper left, or right rather, I should say, would be electricians, since it's labeled electricians. And then the circle below represents car owners, as it is labeled car owners. So what we have are three sets, women, electricians, and car owners, that all overlap. So let's talk about what the individual regions, or some of them at least, of this picture or Venn diagram represent. Region 1, where I have 1 listed, is just this portion of the region right here where we have an overlap between women and electricians. But we want to be very specific here. If you really look at it, the women and electricians overlap in more than one region. It overlaps where we have number 1, but it also overlaps where we have overlap with car owners as well. So when we think about region 1, we're only thinking about where women electricians overlap on their own without overlapping with car owners. So in describing this, region 1 would be representing those people who are both women and electricians, but not car owners. So I might just say these are women electricians who don't own cars. Okay, so very specifically, people with the quality of being women, electricians who don't own cars. All right, so region 2, that's a different part of the diagram. Let me highlight that here. Region 2, down here. This is definitely in the car owner circle, so these are car owners, but you'll notice that it excludes the part of the car owner circle that overlaps with women and overlaps with electricians. So that means because region 2 is not in that overlap, that these are people who are not women and not electricians. So we'd want to be very specific when we write out this description to say these are car owners who are not women and they are not electricians. So anyone located in that region where we see the number 2 is a car owner, but not a woman and not an electrician. All right, moving on. Region 3, where is that? It is here where we have a bit of an overlap with electricians and car owners. I'll emphasize that. Here's the electricians circle, here's the car owner circle. But again, it's not all of the overlap. If it were all of the overlap, I would have that. But region 3 is just this one part of it. That's a little hard to see. There it is, a little brighter now. So that's region 3. So that would be the overlap between electricians and car owners, but it excludes the part of the overlap with women. So car-owning electricians who are not women might be one way to describe that. But you need to make sure, however you describe it, that these are electricians. The people in this region are car owners, but they are not women. I'm just going to say car-owning electricians who are not women. All right, one more region, and I actually didn't have it labeled as number 4. I'm going to actually draw in what I mean by number 4. The number 4 region, which I will highlight in kind of orange, is this part of the graph. And the reason I didn't label it in is it was kind of hard to show all of that region because it includes 2 regions by just putting a number in. So it's the overlap between women and car owners. And it's all of the overlap between women and car owners. So the people in that overlap are definitely women. They're definitely car owners. And whether they're electricians or not, they may be, they may not be. And since we don't know for sure, we don't even have to refer to the electricians. We can just say these are women car owners. No need to say anything else. Since we don't say anything else about electricians, it's assumed that they may or may not be. So women car owners or women who own cars or car owning women, however you want to say it, that's who's in that region. In this example, we have a Venn diagram that has data put into it. This data was collected when a group of people were surveyed as to what type of pet they own. We have two circles. One is labeled cat people, so that would represent the people who said they own a cat. We have a second circle that's labeled dog people, so that would be people who own a dog. You'll notice there's some overlap in between them. Now, when you have data in a Venn diagram, you will have numbers in the different regions of the Venn diagram. So we have 4 numbers here. We have 15, 8, 12, and 13. Each of those numbers represents a different region of the Venn diagram that has a very specific meaning. Instead of describing each region, let's answer some questions about this scenario. First off, question 1, how many people have a dog and a cat? Now, and in mathematics means you must have both. So it's very exclusive. It's saying you must have a dog and a cat, so both. Well, that would be where the two sets overlap. And we have overlap between the two sets in the middle where we have them touching. And that middle value is 8. So there are 8 people who have both a dog and a cat. Second question, how many people have dogs? Well, let me go back and make this so it's not quite so messy from all my markings, and let's talk about dogs. Dogs is going to be represented by the dog circle. So if I go back and just highlight the dog circle, you'll notice that the dog circle includes 2 numbers. It includes both the 8, representing people who own a cat and a dog, and 12, people who just own a dog. And because this isn't specifying you only own a dog, you have to include everyone who would be in the dog circle. So this would represent 8 plus 12, or 20 people. 20 people own dogs. We have to be very specific when we read these statements that we don't try to eliminate information or put more information in. It just asks for people who have dogs. It doesn't say whether they might have a cat or not, so we have to include everyone who is in the dog circle. Next question. How many people have neither a cat nor a dog? Well, if you have neither, that would mean you're not in either one of the regions. If you're not in either one of the regions, you're on the outside. And if we look at the outside, that would be 13 people. So we have 13 people who have neither a dog nor a cat. Remember, the number on the outside of the circles are people who were surveyed, who were part of the situation, but don't have the quality of the 2 circles or the 2 sets. So 13 people are not cat people, not dog people. They have neither a cat nor a dog. All right, next, number 4, how many people have a cat or a dog? And I said that backwards, have a dog or a cat. Remember, or in mathematics is what we would consider inclusive. What that means is you can have a dog or a cat or both. So either or both. So if I were to start to highlight either or both, I'll start with dogs. If I highlight the dog region, that means I've got these people. And then if I add to that the cat region, I would have this people. So the cat and the dog region altogether include 15 rather, 8 and 12 people. All of those people, either or, are represented in that region. So 15 plus 8 plus 12 would be 35 people. OR is always inclusive in mathematics. Question number 5, how many people have a cat but not a dog? So here it is being specific that we're looking at the cat region. So if I look at the cat region, but it's saying exclude the dog people. So take out the dog people, only look at the people who have a cat. So that means we're only looking at the region right here with 15 people in it. Only have a cat. So that would be 15. And finally, the last question is how many people were surveyed? Well, the thing to remember is that the universe includes everyone. So in a Venn diagram, when you write in your numbers, you must include everyone that you have data collected on. And no one goes into the diagram more than once. So to figure out who was surveyed altogether, who was involved in this data collection, we need to add up every single number that's in the Venn diagram. So 15 plus 8 plus 12 plus 13 would give you the total people who were surveyed, and that would be 48 people.